can you genuinely start something like in 2024? Like, is that a real thing? You've probably thought about this question.
A lot. But I firmly believe that if you have a story to tell and you have something that you want to share, you'll find an audience.
Are you, in general, mostly on the long form stuff all the time? Is it a conscious decision to avoid the short form?
I haven't been making a lot of social content, which maybe isn't the best move. Yeah.
How did you make the supercuts so damn fast?
I'm really competitive. Like, really competitive.
Love that. Instead of thinking about the algorithm, thinking about the person that logs in when they see your video, what do you want them to see?
The thing that he said that stuck with me is, he's like, you have a show. And you're a character on that show. Mm-hmm. And if you're consistently that character and you consistently make someone feel a certain way, they're going to keep watching the show.
Yo, what's up, people of the internet? Welcome back to a bonus episode of the Waveform Podcast. I'm Marquez. David also hosts with me on this episode, and we have a guest, Becca Farsace. You might know her as one of the video hosts on The Verge's YouTube channel, but now an independent video creator with her own YouTube channel. David and I didn't get to ask like a elevator pitch type question, like how she would describe her channel, so I'll do my best now, which is she does a whole little bit of everything, a little bit of camera videos, a little bit of headphone videos. She's someone who's been in the tech world, who's done everything from go to film school to actually get in the weeds with all the gear and video editing. So we could talk about all of that for a while. So that's exactly what we did. Enjoy the episode. All right, Becca, welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me.
Really good to have you.
Stoked to be here.
You were just telling us you use YouTube Music to listen to podcasts.
I do.
I'm very curious about this. Is this your main podcast player, or is this just for certain podcasts?
No, it is the main one. And when a podcast isn't on it, I'm mad.
That feels like it would happen a lot.
Is that possible?
It happens a lot. It happens a lot. I have to go to Spotify.
Is it only YouTube podcasts that are on
Kinda, I guess, yeah.
Google Play Music?
Yeah.
Wow,
So
because they got rid of Google Podcasts.
They did, which was sad for me. I really enjoyed that app. It was nice and clean. It was a dedicated, okay, I'm going to do podcast stuff.
Dang.
Well, this pod is, it is pretty visual, obviously, so it feels like it belongs in YouTube podcast land.
Yeah.
But it's great to have you here because we wanted to talk about YouTube stuff and obviously a bunch of other video gear stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to open with a pretty hard-hitting question.
Oh, no.
Just jumping right into it. And look, there's no wrong answers. There is a wrong answer, but there's no wrong answers in this room. 24 or 30 FPS, real quick, just off the top of your head.
Okay, I'm excited to talk about this, and I'm glad that you brought it up.
Okay.
Because I'm currently, by the time this goes out, the video will be out, but I am shooting my iPhone 16 Pro video in 30.
Of course. Of course you are.
I'm not happy about it.
Whoa. Whoa.
Are you doing it so that you can show the 30 FPS iPhone footage easier? Like, what are you doing it for?
Yeah, it's just easier. Like, all of these phones default to 30.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just try? Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying.
It's the gateway.
I know it doesn't maybe actually look different, but it feels different, and I'm struggling with that.
It does.
I am a 24 girly.
So I know you shot a lot of 24. This is why I brought this up. But because I shoot everything 30, when I see 24, I notice it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
same.
I'm curious if you shoot everything 24 and when you see 30, you notice it.
I notice it.
You do. Okay.
It feels like a soap opera. It's like just a
the
little
way to
too
30.
smooth.
Made for TV.
Yes.
I agree with you.
I originally started shooting 30.
I'm sorry, Marquez, but look, if I'm like just shooting around, like I'll just take out my phone, take a video. But if I know I want to watch that video later, 4K 24 on the iPhone is a special setting. And then also, like, when you show your friends that don't think about this stuff at all, 100% of the time they're like, whoa, why does that video look so
30
cinematic? No, 24.
24.
Because they're so used to 30.
I don't think that's what they're commenting on.
100% it is. Is it because we went to art school? Is there something there?
Maybe.
I think we spent a lot of time looking at footage, and that might be it. I think the bigger variable for regular people looking at footage is depth of field. For some reason, that hits first for everyone. Like when they see the NFL broadcast with like the f1.8 aperture down on the field, they're like, "This looks amazing," and you're like, "It's wide open."
Well, that's why that new Panasonic point and shoot camera has it's like a blurry mode or something, and it literally just opens the aperture.
Sony does the same thing on their ZV line.
Yeah.
You hit that button and
Yeah.
So how's the 30 experiment going? Could you possibly be swayed to do more 30?
the video's not done yet. I can't. My experiment is not done. But I don't feel good right now.
You should feel great. You could mix. No, don't do that. Never mind.
No.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I
can't
even said that.
No,
That's a
you
bad
can't
suggestion.
do that. I started shooting 30 because I had a really bad tripod with a really bad video head, and I couldn't do a smooth enough pan. And in 24, it was way more noticeable that the pan wasn't smooth than doing it in 30 FPS.
Yeah, 30 exposes you. I mean, I don't shoot 60 for that reason. That's not the reason, but that's one of many reasons.
Yeah,
what is the reason?
60 actually looks like too smooth to me.
Yeah, it looks like phone video.
Yeah.
There's so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many rants we could go on right now.
Yeah, we could go deep.
Yeah.
Can I conclude this with a hilarious thing that's been happening to me? I can't, my iPhone 12 mini biting the bullet or biting the dust. It's really dying now. And one of the weird things it started doing is defaulting to slow-mo every single time I open the camera.
Whoops. And just trying to choke the storage out. Put me out.
I forget to check all the time and just start take a video and then don't realize till after I took a slow-mo video. So many of the videos in my phone are at 240 FPS and are just playing at
720p 240.
It's been fun.
This might be why your friends are like, this doesn't look
No,
good.
that's a separate thing. And all my videos are also the shakiest thing in the world because it's a 240 FPS video. And anyway.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I was excited to talk to you about gear though, because I think we have a lot in common of how much we love cameras and how much different gear we get to use and play with.
Yeah.
The question I want to lob at you is, if you were building your ideal solo shooter camera, where would you take parts from? Because I have my answer, which is remarkably close to a camera that already exists. I would have the original C100.
Love.
With just a better sensor in it. Just that camera with the handle. Ergonomics are great. It had mic inputs. It had all the buttons in the right places.
Yep.
The handle was great. And then the memory was fine. The battery life was amazing. Autofocus was fast. And I would just put I would put a 4K. Obviously it was 1080, but I would have a 4K sensor in there with red color or something. And that would be it for me.
The screen on that one, I liked the screen on the Mark II, I think it was, that flipped out. That one just flipped
the Mark I,
funky.
Yeah.
But I agree with you about buttons. Handle, amazing.
Yep.
And I love that you could ratchet that handle back and forth.
Yep.
Great camera. Autofocus was loud though.
So that's the thing about the way I grew up with cameras is I stopped using autofocus years ago.
Yeah.
Probably because I fell in love with shallow depth of field and I would shoot f1.4 in my little bedroom with the 5D across the room on the 50 mil, and I would just not move, and that was it.
So that's why you're so good at being focused on the podcast.
Exactly, because I just don't move forward or backwards.
Yeah.
So I don't use autofocus as much, but I found that when I needed it, the C100 could do it.
Yeah.
But what else would you do?
Wow, that's actually a good tip because I do move back and forth a lot, and I've noticed.
Shoot F4. That's what I always do. That's always been I was I can't predict if I'm going to do this, so F4 is stable and it's not going to drift.
But with Sony's autofocus, you can move a lot.
That's
And
true.
the new lenses don't breathe.
Oh, yeah.
I can be anywhere. But I recently started using a Nikon, and I'm still trying to dial in its autofocus settings because it definitely does not catch me. I'm using the Z6 Mark III. Yeah.
Okay.
Because not a red.
Yeah, Nikon ball.
It is a red.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah, it is a red.
Yeah, when are they just going to put that badge on there?
Have you tried using the LUT for it yet?
No.
You should.
Yeah. Well, this is another. I don't know if I want to expose myself in this way, but I usually just shoot stock color, standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which looks great.
Yeah.
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 Because if I have to download a LUT and just time, that's time.
No, it's a commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a commitment.
It's a commitment.
And sometimes I commit to it.
Yeah.
And it's fun because you get to play with color and
Yeah.
have more versatility. But
I think the red color is amazing because the default LUT just automatic. If you expose it well, it looks perfect right out of the gate every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, what is perfect for you?
Perfect.
Oh, right.
The whites are really
The whites are very
white.
Skin tones are incredible.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like Ari skin tones. I've seen Ari footage and I like it also, but red color to me, just across the board from highlights to the midtones to especially my skin tone. I've shot a lot of other cameras and they can get other skin tones right, but my skin tone, for whatever reason, red color does really well.
Yeah.
So I've just been happy with that.
Yeah.
So
it's a feeling too. Like I feel like sometimes like color just feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Hasselblad color to me. Oh my God, the blues are just so
don't even get me started.
Dreamy.
So good. The only thing I don't like Hasselblad color on is skin tones.
I know you said this to me.
Yeah. When we shot our, we did some like a photo shoot for our merch, and I feel like the color of the textiles and the texture and like everything was amazing, but the skin tones were just like not great, and we had to slide them around a lot. But,
interesting. Yeah. Products. It does well with products.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, 100%. But the blues in the water.
Oh, the sky.
We can nerd out about color science forever. I do have a question just in general, though, about like video making. So you've done basically every part of the video making process.
Yeah.
There's the coloring, but there's the editing. There's all sorts of other pieces of it.
Yeah.
What do you find is your favorite like aspect of bringing something from an idea to a final video? Do you enjoy the editing the most? Do you enjoy the camera, the shooting part the most?
Yeah.
Has that changed over the years? Because you've gone from working on productions where you have direction to now directing your own stuff.
Yeah.
Just tell me about that.
Yeah. 5 years ago, it was the shooting for sure. Yeah. I just loved like getting into a studio, getting some nice lights up, and just like being on a slider for, 5 hours.
For sure.
Loved it. That kind of got old, and I don't have as much of that in my videos anymore. And I've also gotten messier with my process. Like it used to be very much like write the script, shoot the video, edit the video. And now that it's just me, I got real messy. And I like start to shoot it, and then I start to edit it, and then I start to write it. And I'm just kind of in this like crazy...
'Cause it's in your brain.
It's all up here, yeah. And it's just me. Like I don't have to explain anything to anyone. And a lot of times... so much of what I'm saying I want to show, but I don't know how I want to show it until I say it. And then I'm like, oh, that's how I'm going to show it. So it's really messy, but I would say my favorite part is when I first get footage into the timeline and I'm just playing and I'm not like beholden to any script. And that's like, I'll start getting music in there and like, it really starts to flow.
That's where it builds. I do feel like what you're describing, where you're sort of building it in your head before it's actually being edited, I've always described that as shoot for the editor, write for the editor. Everything that I'm doing is for the editor version of me to have the easiest time possible. And as soon as there are other steps involved, you kind of have to remember, okay, I need to make sure this works for the editor later. When he gets this footage, he needs to know what that means. And so, having it all in your head organized is key to that. I'm not as good at that part, but I try to be.
Well, I'm assuming that when you started, you did all parts. Now you hopefully don't do all parts.
It depends on the video.
Okay.
Depends on the video.
So there's some videos that you're still owning top to bottom.
Right.
Okay. What do you like better?
Well, so again, it will depend on what video that I think works best as me owning from top to bottom versus delegating parts of it.
How do you know?
So I'll know based on how personal this topic or this style is. So if there's a style of video that's particularly unique, or it's let me try something with this video, then I will own it from top to bottom. If it's something that's not templatized as much, but just a little bit more standard, then we know that there are people who are exceptional at that, who can own parts of that and make that way easier. So a review or explainer or something like along those lines, very much like delegatable, because I can offload that part of my brain. So that's the way I think about it. But yeah, there might be a video where it's like halfway through, I'm like, actually, Mariah and I are both going to edit parts of this video and bring them together at the end. That's happened too. So
like the podcast. He makes the podcast every week, so...
I don't. They edit but yeah, exactly.
But is there something recently that you've tried? Like, because I watch your videos and they seem like they're so... The style is like set. But can you name something recently that like you tried something new and you did it?
I would love to do that, because I think you're right about the style being very set, and the shoot style makes it feel like it's all very consistent. But
but like, what are you working on?
Okay. So the last one was a review. The one before that. So the I'm taking a break video, which was just a Q&A, but
Yeah.
where I didn't know by the end which answers I would keep and which ones I wouldn't.
Interesting.
That one was decided in the edit where I just did that entire video.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You answered tons of questions.
I
and
answered
just
like
cut them?
50% more than I actually
What?
included in the video. Because
Whoa.
that ends up, that's an 18-minute video.
Yeah.
And I have like 6 more questions in the clip bin, and I'm like, my answers aren't like interesting enough to keep this video flowing. I'm not keeping that. That stuff happens mid-edit. Stuff like that, the FBI declassified story stuff, just like a little bit outside of the typical. I think that feels more like, let me just figure this one out.
And that video did feel different in a really cool way.
Yeah.
Like a personal storytelling thing versus like I'm delivering a service in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the way you delivered it felt a little like...
The story?
Yeah.
Yeah, story time is fun. I think I want to do more story time videos in general because it's shocking how many stories that we have that would actually just make a fun piece to just share with people.
Yes.
Do you have things like that you want to do more now? Because as we've introed, you were making videos with The Verge for a while, and we all watch those and love those. But those also have a sort of, I don't know if agenda is the right word, but you're reviewing things. There's events you keep up with. Now you get to choose each and every video from the beginning. Yeah. What are some things that you think you want to do more of now that you're picking everything?
Yeah. The big difference is just you're going to see more of like me in my life and get a little bit more of my ethos. And I was already kind of doing that at The Verge, but it's tough when you're uploading all of your raw footage to a server that's owned by a huge media company. It's tough to put like, for example, my video I did on my personal channel about the iPod Nano, there's like footage of me as a baby. And yes, some of that is now on YouTube, but like that's an hour-long video of me as a child. And if I made that video at The Verge, like that footage is going to end up on their server unless I like tailor it, and maybe I would have if I was there.
Sure.
But now knowing that it's not going to go there changes the way I feel about making videos. And I just feel like it's really all mine and it's going to stay mine.
Yeah.
And that feels really good. So I think folks are going to see more of that. And so far the reaction's been good. People are interested in people, which is cool.
100%. And this is one of the questions that gets brought up a lot when you're sort of talking about YouTube in 2024 is, can you genuinely start something like in 2024? Like, is that a real thing? You've probably thought about this question.
A lot.
How do you feel about this question now?
Well, I don't feel like I truly started in 2024.
Yeah.
That's where I've landed. It is hard to start something in 2024. It's so saturated. There are so many people on YouTube. But I firmly believe that if you have a story to tell and you have something that you want to share, you'll find an audience. But you need to be able to like be authentic. And I think that's the toughest part. And keep doing it is also the toughest part.
Definitely. Consistency.
Do you think you could start in 2024? The same way you started then?
No, I don't. Well, I don't think I could.
Okay.
And I think it's very specific to what I do, which is tech, which is there is this entire now like staircase of like access that you have to climb.
Yeah.
Where at the beginning, like I started with, I got a laptop that anybody could have gotten, and I made a video with screen recording software, and I had a little like webcam that I shot a couple videos with. Like kind of anybody could have done that.
Yeah.
But because there was a little bit of a story to follow, people jumped on, and that was this beginning of the snowball. I think if I did that exact same thing now, it would have been harder to find, and it wouldn't have been as intriguing or unique of a story because so many other people have already also done that.
Because you did it.
Potentially, sure. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's why I feel like I have the worst idea of how to start now.
Interesting. What would you do?
If I were to, because listen, I want to make tech videos, so I would be trying to figure out how to make tech videos. And I think what I would end up being is actually probably somewhere in the commentary genre. We see so many like video essays and commentary YouTube channels about topics where people can sit down and deliver a unique take on a story or a device or a trend.
Yeah.
Just straight to camera. You don't need the gadget. You don't need anything like that. I think that's probably what I would do.
Cool.
And have some sort of perspective that's valuable.
Are there folks you're watching in that space?
I am watching, I watch a lot of YouTube, and I was going to talk to you, but okay, perfect, because I watch a lot of commentary channels, and I watch a lot of tech channels, and I do feel like I like drawing from both, and it can be risky because if you spend too much time in the forest, you end up just making another tree that looks like every other tree.
Yeah.
But what do you watch on YouTube?
Oh my God. everything. I love YouTube. I really do. It's like the service I subscribe to. It is what I watch at night when I turn the TV on. It is
you're
what
a
I
TV
scroll.
YouTube watcher.
Yeah, I'm a big TV YouTube
you're
watcher.
one of the rare TV YouTube watchers.
I heard it's not so rare, baby.
rare.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
As a fraction of the total, it's still small, but I was just at the YouTube Creator Summit and they were like,
Yeah.
living room, big focus this year. I'm
Yes.
like, really?
Every time someone tweets at us and says like Friday night with Waveform, it's always like them with like a bowl of cereal watching YouTube on their TV.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also do a lot of like ambient like YouTubing on my TV. Like I just put it on and like
People used to do with Netflix. But the thing
Yeah.
with YouTube is there's consistent content constantly every
Yes.
single day, whereas Netflix only gets new shows like every couple months.
yeah. And I think that YouTube still feels. I mean, the algorithm is obviously there, but it feels like little random. Like I can find fringe things
Yeah.
on YouTube that like I struggle to find on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, it really puts you in a lane. And
YouTube feels like
does too, but-
Wikipedia plus entertainment in one.
Yeah.
Because you can
If
use
you
it.
curate it right.
Yeah. Well, you can use it for like information development and like learning, and you can also use it for like just commentary and listening to things and watching political videos or
It's
late
almost-
night TV or
Yeah, it's like I guess kind of like TikTok. What's on your homepage? Like if you log in and
YouTube?
go to youtube.com homepage
today, because
that's
it will
a
be
mix.
different
We could
tomorrow
do
if you
it.
watch one video.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, my
no,
homepage is
I'm scared.
it's always a mix of like like right now I have 6 videos on my homepage. A phone review, a car review, an ultimate frisbee game footage video, I got hacked video, another car video, and MKBHD's app sucks video. So that's my homepage.
That actually is exactly what I would think for you.
Yeah.
No surprises.
Yeah. So a solid variety, and if I refresh it, it'll be 6 new random.
Which
Yeah.
one would you click?
Right now,
Yeah.
So I would click the Ultimate Frisbee video because we played this team at regionals a couple weeks ago that was like surprisingly good. They're a Canadian team, and it's footage of them playing a Boston team at that tournament. Now I kind of want to watch that.
Oh, so you're trying to figure out how they play?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, but they didn't make nationals, so we won't play them again. So I'll probably be wasting my time. Anyway,
Yeah. But you're still curious.
yeah. What kind of stuff shows up on your homepage?
Let's see. I got like an iPhone 16 Pro. I got 2 iPhone 16 Pro videos because right now I'm working on mine, so that makes sense. Oh no, a little bit exposing myself here, but I'm on a real Billie Eilish kick. So it's one of those videos. I got a video about a Zune. Sick.
Wait, I have a Billie Eilish video on my homepage.
Which one?
And I don't even listen to her.
A music video.
Birds of a Feather music video. Oh, 5 days ago, so maybe that's why it's pushing it.
Brand
You
new.
should watch it.
Is that what
Pretty
yours
good.
is on yours too?
Mine is also Birds of a Feather,
But
but
look what else is on my homepage.
A Becca video is on your homepage?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
well, when I ask you what you're gonna click,
Which one would you click?
I mean, that one.
yeah, hell yeah.
Because this is research that I'm doing for the podcast. This is you. This is the Vergecast.
Fair.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Becca, are you going to the Newark show next week or the MSG show in 2 weeks?
I'm a little broke right now, so I won't be going to any shows for a while.
Fair enough.
But yeah, are you on this beat right now with me?
Of course.
Oh my god, just incredible, so good.
I watched a TikTok last night that it might be the longest TikTok I've ever watched, but it was just Billie Eilish sitting on a stage layering her vocals live in front of a crowd.
Oh, really?
Kind of sick. I watched it for like 2 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Which is a long time for me to watch TikTok, by
That's
the
a
way.
long time.
Just saying.
Yeah.
No, YouTube's very much just it kind of follows you around, understands you a little bit, serves you videos. When your tastes change, it can serve you new things.
Yeah.
Totally flip it upside down, which that's kind of what we like about it, I think.
My big rule too when I open YouTube is I usually click the video with the least amount of views. Like if a video has under 1,000 views, I am there.
That's a niche of YouTube. And I went through a thing where it would start serving me videos with like 60 views. And I was like, how? Why does this keep happening? And they'd be solid videos.
Yeah.
But it would always be one video in the corner, like 44 views. And you're like, okay, this YouTube decided that this is what I need to see right now.
Yeah.
So I will go through kicks of that. But sometimes it's just like, you're just watching car videos this week, Marquez. Like that's all I'm going to serve you.
Yeah, which is fair. You know, those are good too. I'm not a big shorts watcher.
Interesting. Okay.
I scroll right by it.
Are you in general mostly on the long form stuff all the time? Is it a conscious decision to avoid the short form? 'Cause shorts are everywhere.
They're everywhere. And I'm really trying to get out of that like ADD mindset or like that like what's a better way to put that? Like that
Quick dopamine.
Yeah. I'm really trying because I'm finding that it's really affecting how I work. Like I am in this tab and in this page and in this program, and I need to like train my brain again to like go slow. And I've been finding like I haven't been watching a lot of TikTok. I haven't been making a lot of social content, which maybe isn't the best move. But yeah, I need to slow down.
Fair. Speaking of the way you work,
Yeah.
do you, this is a question because David Pierce, as you know, is very deeply into all the productivity app stuff.
Yes.
Marquez is into task apps. Adam's into task apps.
God bless you
for
guys.
some reason, have never been able to figure them out.
Yeah.
Do you use anything, or do you just let your brain kind of like messily collect everything?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I do.
The office is a mess, but I know where everything is.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if you were to have a video idea tonight,
Yeah.
talk me through how you bring it to life, because I imagine not a lot is getting written down. You're sort of bringing or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you have things scattered and you're sort of ideally writing some of it now.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Truthfully,
what
I live in Google Docs.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have a doc. I usually, when I think of an idea, it's a title idea. So I just have a running list of title ideas. Or like if I do think of a video idea, I think of like 3 titles. And so that's my ideas list. But it's like that and like notes.
Yeah.
And my notes are
Yes.
a mess. And
Apple
it's
Notes.
worse and worse
the
and
Apple
worse.
Notes app?
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey. Google Docs and Apple Notes is like the elite combo.
Agreed.
Fight me.
No, it's great. No, it syncs across things
Yeah.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
No, that's fine. So you think of titles first. Do you also think of thumbnails, like packaging the whole video before you make the video?
I'm bad. I'm really bad at thumbnails. And I try to now because I know that I need to.
Yeah.
But usually thumbnails are like, well, I'm exporting the video. I better make the thumbnail now.
That's usually what happens.
That's where we live. I mean, we try to be better at it as well.
Yep.
I mean, I've gotten endless advice to flip it on its head. Like we'd make the whole video, and then as it's uploading, we're like, yeah, we should have a title for this probably, and also a thumbnail, huh?
Yeah.
And then that gets made at the last second. Now we try to go through the whole writing process in a way where we can appropriately package the video in our brain first, and then make the video that satisfies the packaging.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, good advice. It's just hard to do it.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good advice considering 95% of whether or not someone's going to watch a video is the thing that they see on the homepage.
100%.
It's the thing that matters the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. I do challenge myself to make at least 2 or 3 thumbnails, always. Like, I always make one, and even if I love it, I, hide it and make another one, and hide it and make another one.
Have you started using the A/B testing feature already?
I don't think I have it yet.
Doesn't everyone have it now?
I think it's still rolling out.
Yeah, it's definitely still rolling
But you
out.
do it in your brain.
Yeah.
A/B testing your brain.
Yeah, and I haven't changed a lot of thumbnails yet, but I did recently change a thumbnail, and it got such better click-through rate that I was like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, dang, okay, this really is...
Yeah.
You got to optimize it.
Was it, unfortunately, the lower common denominator? Like the thumbnail that you was not as artistic and you didn't like as much, but was just sort of like, it's going
Simpler?
to be clickier. Yeah.
I hate all thumbnails. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need to have more of a feeling towards them is really what it is. But this is one of those things where I wasn't making thumbnails at The Verge.
Yeah.
We had someone that did that, and he was very good at it. Shout out to Alex. Super good. And so it was one of the scariest things when I was leaving. Not one of the scariest, but it was up there where of like, shoot, I'm going to have to make my own thumbnails now. This is going to be rough. So, yeah, and it is.
Yeah, I think my only, if I could offer advice, is like you have an eye for composition and making good images. There is a huge difference between a good image and a good thumbnail.
Yeah.
And this is something I had to learn because obviously we have Tim now and he does graphic design, and now that he's way more talented at that than me, like this is the advice I get all the time, which is like simple. I'll think of an image with like, what if we had a little thing in the background here and this little extra, a little bit of lens flare up in the corner here, and it's like, it makes a nice image and it's nice to look at, but it actually makes for a worse thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the eye sort of moves across the screen in a very specific way. And if you just have a single or maybe 2 bold eye-catching things, then that is dramatically more effective.
Yeah.
So you can feel a way about the image, but yeah, it's different from being a good thumbnail. That's my learnings.
No,
recently.
that's good advice.
Yeah.
That's very
He
good
also
advice.
learned to not make thumbnails in Final Cut.
Yeah.
Wait, don't you still do that though when you make your
I
videos?
still make thumbnails in Final
Yeah.
Cut.
See, look,
Yeah.
this is how I feel about Google Docs and Apple Notes.
That's touche.
Exactly.
Nice.
Touche.
Wait, I really can't believe that though. That's incredible.
That I made them in Final Cut.
Yeah, I mean, I will edit photos in Premiere, but
Yeah.
I know that
So
that's
you're-
wrong.
Yeah. No, look, I know it's wrong. I get it, but that's the tool that I know best.
Yeah,
He
I
just-
feel you.
I
He
can
needs to
manipulate
put
it exactly the way I need to.
Totally.
Yep.
Color tools, overlays, everything. Yeah.
Yep.
It's great.
Yeah, I feel you.
We'll be back with more from Becca after the break. Whoa. That's an alliteration. All right, let's jump right back into the conversation. Actually, I want to ask about a very specific workflow thing. And
no.
you can expose as many secrets or as few as you want.
We're really different people, is what I'm learning. So,
I just like the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah,
How did you make the supercuts so damn fast?
Yeah.
Because I remember maybe some of the early days of these supercuts, I'd be watching an event, Apple event, Google event, whatever's happening. I'd finish the live stream, or maybe I'd be there on the ground or something, and then I'd click out, and then not more than 15 minutes later, I would open YouTube, and there would already be a 20-minute supercut less than 20 minutes after it uploaded. And
Yeah.
my brain's like, the math ain't math, and something is
Yeah.
not right here.
For
Yeah.
those that don't know, The Verge famously does these supercuts of tech events where it's like Google's Pixel event in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And Becca was the one that was editing those. And like Marquez said, they were always out within minutes of the event being over.
yeah.
Which is crazy.
I think something about me is that I'll leave it all in the field, but I'm really competitive. Like, really competitive.
Love that.
Yeah, and with supercuts, like there's other outlets that are doing them, and also there was like people on my team that were cutting other things during the event. I had to be first. Like I had to be first.
This is the peak of like bringing value and being first.
Yeah,
Like summary,
I guess so.
quick summary, because nobody wants to watch the 45-minute video again. The
No.
keynote's over. I just missed it. What do I need to see?
Yep.
Bam, just watch the supercut.
Yep.
So this is useful.
Yeah, it's useful. But it also, in being super competitive and wanting to be first, made me such a fast editor. Like I am insanely quick at editing now. And now I know these events very well too. You know, I know when Apple's going to give me a bogus line. I know when they're going to cut to an ad. And so I know I can like catch up at those parts.
So you're editing as the event is happening.
Yeah. Oh, let me explain
Yeah,
the,
so how does
the
this
workflow.
work? Yeah.
So basically we have like, one laptop that's just viewing the event, HDMI out through a little black magic.
Like a box.
Yeah, it's a box. I don't know what the hell it's actually called.
Does stuff inside of it?
Yeah, a little box. And then it goes into this program called Movie Recorder Plus that will both like record and allow you edit access at the same time.
What?
Yeah.
That's magic.
It's awesome. And there's a couple of different ways to do it. That's just the way we did it. And so then I'm in Premiere and like just pulling out the clip as the event's going.
Like in Premiere, you can see it expanding?
You have to like pull it out manually, but like the little arrow that shows you that you're at the end of the clip will like disappear, and that's when you know you can like pull it out.
That is crazy.
And it's like every 30 seconds you get like 30 seconds.
No way.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're actively getting the footage as it's streaming in.
Yep.
And then you can kind of decide in the moment, this is a line that will be in the supercut timeline. This is a line that won't be in the supercut. Continue to watch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, ripple delete, baby. Like ripple
Let's
delete.
go.
Ripple delete.
Yes.
Yeah.
QW, right?
R. I just put it right on R.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm watching it at like 2 times speed. So usually like I won't really start like I'll get the hi, welcome from like Tim or whatever.
Good morning. No, next. Don't need
Yeah,
that.
don't need it. But I know like the next 5 minutes is just going to be a summary of what they're going to go over. I don't need any of that. So I'm like drinking water, looking at the whatever. And then I pull it out and it's like go time. So then I'm like watching it 2 times speed, cutting out like pauses or whatever it is.
Wow.
And then I add like the ads when they show the ads are great because I know I can like go back and clean everything up.
Oh, while they're doing the ad.
Yeah, because sometimes there's like a jump cut where they go from like a tight to a wide.
Yeah.
And I even would like try to like smooth those over, or I would like move things around because sometimes they give the price for 3 products, but they like I want the price right after the product.
Right.
I don't know if this is making sense.
No,
but
I'm watching the supercut in my head as you're talking.
yeah.
Yes.
and then like sometimes when they do the ads, it's nice because you'll get like a good B-roll bit. So like separating the audio, pulling that on top, disabling it so that if I need to cover something, I have it. And then sometimes funny things happen that like maybe I'll put at the end for the end card. So I'll put that into another timeline that's just like extras. But yeah, it's just like I just lock in and I love it. And I come out and I feel like God, I don't know. Like, I just feel crazy.
Yeah, I love that. That's like, I mean, I've sort of decided that I can't be first when I'm making my videos.
Yeah.
So I've decided, okay, at the expense of probably being almost last, I will try to make this video as valuable as possible.
Yeah.
But in the like that moment where the keynote ends and there's a hands-on area and you see people sprint over, like that is an entirely different race.
Yeah.
And I respect that so much because I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But I do think that the supercut of like delivering the value basically instantly.
Yeah.
That was like I kind of want to see if I can pull some learnings from that because that's super interesting.
Yeah, I learned a lot about just editing
Yeah.
and also just about people speaking and how they speak and what to cut out. But yeah, there's people that do it faster than me now, though.
Really?
Yeah. And I would love to know how they do it.
Bless them.
But I'm done with that.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I had a question about this. So
Yeah.
we clearly know that you're very into cameras. You like camera content.
Oh, man, secret's out.
You did a lot of camera content on The Verge.
Yeah.
You already have quite a bit of camera content on your channel.
Yeah.
Are you trying to stick in a lane? Because I feel like in modern YouTube, the way modern YouTube works, you kind of have the opportunity to be more than just one thing because it's about the personality, 1, and 2, subscriptions are so important, like not as important anymore that
That's a word.
Yeah.
Deprioritize.
Thank you. That the algorithm will just serve them content that they're into in the moment. So like, do you feel a little bit trapped in a lane, or are you expecting to like go outside of that lane?
I don't feel trapped, and maybe I like should, but I really don't. And I am excited to go outside of that lane. The tough part for me is that in my editing style, I use so much footage from devices.
Right.
And so I am going to depart the lane, but I'm already worried about like, what am I going to show people for this part? Because like, this is where like, it's so easy to like get my personality via a camera on a device. And I use that a lot.
Like recording off of the device?
Yeah. Like you'll notice in a lot of my videos, I'll be like, I don't really like this wide angle lens. And then it's like cut to me using it and having a reaction to it via the product.
Right.
I use that all the time. And so like I have a lot of like headphone stuff coming up. And I used to make a lot of headphone videos, but I'm like, God, what am I going to...
OGs know. OGs remember.
Yes, they know. But the buds know.
Oh yeah, the buds know.
But so yeah, I'm excited to get outside of that lane is the answer. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I want to do it soon so people know that.
Do you have an idea for the wildest outside of your lane thing? Like something that's not even related to anything you've ever done before? Do you have any
I'm
ideas?
really interested in the exoskeletons. Like the Arc'teryx has one.
Yeah. We talked about that on the pod a few weeks ago.
Yeah. And I'm just, at first I was like, no one needs this. But then in their marketing, they did a very good job because they explained that like, what about folks who used to go outside a lot and no longer can do like the big hikes that they used to? This might give them a way to do that. And I was like, actually like accessibility's dope. That's cool. And I'm really excited to try that. But like, that's something, I don't know a lot about that world. And I'm like ready to learn. I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to tell people and teach other folks too. But it does feel like a big departure.
Well, a lot of people don't even know that you're like a really big outdoorsy hiker person.
Yeah.
So.
For those that don't know, I'm a big outdoorsy hiker person.
You couldn't tell by the plaid.
Why don't you like take
No, I'm just gay. Sorry.
Why don't you like take tech outside or something?
Yeah, I thought about that. Yeah, that was like, should I tagline my whole channel that? Yeah, I'm still thinking about it.
But I think the thing about like feeling like you're in a lane is sometimes you just want to make the same stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Do you
like
feel that?
I've not trapped myself, but I've been making some of the same types of videos for a while in a way that it can feel like that's all I can make, but that's mostly what I want to make.
I mean,
So
I think it's cool that like you're exploring things like F1 and like things that you could make the argument that it's tech, but just like our episode last week, what isn't kind
right.
of related
Everything
to
has some sort of tech in it, but it also comes from like other hobbies that you're actually passionate about. So like the car stuff comes from things where I'm getting really into cars and they have tech in them, so it's a natural loop. It's a natural thing we also make videos about. So like if you have this like outdoor passion or hiking passion or gear passion or whatever, that can easily be looped in. Like that's if people want to see Becca, they want to see Becca no matter what she's passionate about.
Well, that's what I hope.
Yeah.
That's something I just don't know if it's true yet. I'll find out.
So here's I'll bring another like piece of like what I got from this creator summit. There's I get like little snips from it. But you know Renee?
Yeah.
And he works for YouTube now, and something that he said that was it struck me about YouTube was people always ask about the algorithm. How does the video find the person? How does it push it to certain people? And he said to think of it as not that the video is being pushed by the algorithm, it's that videos are being pulled by users. So when a user logs in, it's up to YouTube to find videos for that user. It knows what it likes. It knows what that person's watched before, what it's interacted with, and so it's going to pull what it thinks they'll find, whether it's subscribed or not. So this is why the subscriber metric feels like more and more of just a kind of a vanity thing.
It is.
Because it's really about what you make when it's presented to people that theoretically should
Like
be
that
interested.
thing. Right.
Are they actually engaging with it?
Yeah.
And so if you're passionate about something and you make a video where it's very clear that you're passionate about something, others who care about that thing, sooner or later, whether they watch instantly because they're a subscriber or they don't, but they find it later, they'll find it.
Yeah.
And then they'll find the rest of the things that you talk about.
Yeah.
So it's just to think about, instead of thinking about the algorithm, thinking about the person that logs in when they see your video, what do you want them to see?
Yeah. Yeah. I talked to Renee a few months ago when I was like really transitioning. And the thing that he said that stuck with me is he's like, you have a show and you're a character on that show. And if you're consistently that character and you consistently make someone feel a certain way, they're going to keep watching the show. And so that's how I've been thinking about it as well. But it's, a similar idea of like shared interest and shared feelings. And yeah.
Yeah, I remember like in 2017 when I think it was like Strange Parts, that YouTube channel. His first video got 1 million views, and I think everyone was
Blessing
like,
and a curse.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
But I think that was sort of in the beginning of the algorithm just not caring about subscribers that much.
Yeah.
And just like really pushing just good content.
Yeah.
And now it seems like you can just sort of, as long as you're good at what you do, like the people will find you, which is kind of amazing.
It is amazing. Yeah. Marquez, are there videos that you wish you could make that you don't feel like you can because you're make tech videos?
No, I think I'm very lucky to be able to say no. I think a lot of people find that they have a channel that's all the same style and they want to make this other video, but they don't think they can because their audience won't like it, their subscribers won't respond to it, it'll tank, whatever it is. I really genuinely feel that we've expanded our style enough and I've set expectations to a place where literally any video I genuinely want to make, I think we can make it.
Yeah.
Which is, not everyone can say it, but I'm excited that I can say that that's true.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like testing that right now because I'm just making videos about things I like.
Perfect.
And so far it's working. But
yeah.
But what's interesting is like, what if you made like a hiking video? You know those like silent in the woods hiking videos? This is what I mean. Like, could you actually make
Craig Adams?
Far out.
Like, could you actually make a video that is, maybe it's not a review, but it's like something totally different? Do you feel anxious about doing that kind of thing?
Here's the weird thing about that is that hiking's kind of this like sacred thing for me. It's like where I don't interact with tech. It's where I don't interact with people. I really like to hike alone and for like long spans of time. And so the thought of bringing a camera on a hike to like film that sort of video isn't appealing to me.
Yeah. I mean more in the sense of like a video that is so different from a review.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I should just try it.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, it's just going to end up being a review about something. Like, I'm just going to end up talking about tech because that's what I do. But
True.
Yeah. No, I should definitely try it. And I think the winter will be interesting when things like slow down, like, January, February. I'm like already, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna talk about? What am I gonna make?
Are you a big analytics person?
The studio app is definitely my most visited app. Yeah.
You're in there.
I'm in there.
Okay.
Do I love it? No, but yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm a big math numbers person.
Yeah.
And that, like, part of that previous conversation was like, when subscribers are a vanity metric, they're also really good for like a quick sample size for like trying an idea.
Yeah.
So if you try something new, you just have a whole bunch of people waiting to watch whatever you put out, and that's great. And then some fraction of them will be like, I hate this, and leave, and that'll be very informative to the algorithm for they should serve it to later.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But there's all sorts of other really interesting analytics in general.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite analytic?
Yeah.
Oh, no one's ever asked me that before.
What's your favorite analytic?
What's my favorite analytic? My favorite analytic
This
right
is such
now,
a Marquez question.
it changes over the
Nailed it.
years because there are certain things that obviously YouTube has shown to be a priority, like average view duration is very important sometimes, click-through rate, that sort of stuff is obvious. But I think right now, my favorite is percentage of viewers on a video that are subscribed versus not subscribed.
Yeah.
Because that's a good signal for not channel growth, but just video reach.
Yeah.
And whether or not people are actually sharing, watching the video outside of the normal circles. Like, did this video hit with just your audience or people other than the people who always watch you? I think that might be my favorite metric to keep an eye on.
Do you have numbers that you like to see there?
So I typically see like 70-30 is subscribed,
Yeah.
and I want to see more that are not subscribed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
You have a lot of subscribers.
That's the thing.
That's true.
Which is like, it's very helpful to have a lot of subscribers, and you might find the thing about having a lot of subscribers is many of them are not active recently.
Yeah.
So there are people who might not typically watch videos for like years, and then they get resurfaced in the algorithm, and they're like, I didn't even know I was subscribed to this channel.
Yeah.
That happens too.
Yep.
What is your male-female percent viewership?
Oh God.
Do you know it?
Yeah, I do, and I really, it's rough.
So this is the thing
we're in
about tech, which is I've seen one tech channel get to the double-digit female percent viewership. And is yours double digits?
No.
Okay. So I don't know if there's a way to actively influence this number.
Yeah.
Because I want to see more women in tech, and I want more women in STEM and engineering. And I went to an engineering school where they were super proud of getting the ratio from like 30 to 50%. Like,
That's amazing.
This is a constant thing that people are thinking about.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's an answer, but like, is there a way to target or make videos more appealing to certain audiences, or is that even something you think about?
I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing about like my analytics right now is that I just started, so they're really wonky because like the Why I Left the Verge video hit a unique audience that maybe isn't my audience.
Right.
So everything is kind of in a weird place, but like it's like 2% female, maybe even like
Really?
1%.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I also just want to say that, a split like male-female gender binary is a little not true to the entire population. But yeah, it is. It's like, I don't know how to reach that audience.
Yeah, see, I notice the number fluctuate between videos. So
Yes.
I think the average for my channel might be 9% or so female.
That's really good.
So 91.9. And I think that's pretty good among tech channels and among
Yeah.
large channels, because then you start to see like YouTube in general skews male or tech in general skews male. But I might notice on certain videos it'll be like 96.4.
Yeah.
And on another video it'll be like 90.10. I'd be like, oh, what happened here?
Yeah.
I have never been able to pinpoint any other variable, whether it's the type of video or is it a device or an unboxing. Like it's never consistent. And I think,
Is it YouTube?
yeah, who knows? Is it just that day what people are doing online?
Yeah.
It is sometimes that day.
Yeah,
Because
sometimes.
One time I got randomly 98% female, 5,000 views in one day.
In one day.
And I think it just all came from like a certain
That sounds like an
website or
embed.
blog.
Yeah.
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 Like traffic from somewhere that has a female demographic.
Yeah.
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 That'll happen
But the
sometimes.
overall of that video is 2% female. So clearly,
Yeah.
Something happened.
yeah.
There was a glitch
that
in the
was
matrix.
not.
Yeah.
That was not.
I think Jonathan Morrison is the only tech YouTuber I've seen with a double-digit female.
David Kogan, 23%.
Whoa.
I need to talk to that guy. I gotta talk to that guy.
He has really good hair.
Does he ever? I'll talk to him later.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
the hair.
I thought I had pretty good hair.
You do.
I thought I had good hair.
Actually,
we all thought
you
we had
guys
pretty-
both have good hair. So you know what? That
You see the
wasn't
numbers.
correct.
You see the
That
numbers.
wasn't correct.
That's
Yeah.
funny though. That's yeah.
But it's tough. That one actually hurts me. Like, that's just like a personal mission,
Yeah,
really.
right. I think
Yeah.
his is like exploring different parts of like New York City, but with a device. So I think people like
yeah.
you get a little bit out of the tech niche that way because it's, in a way it's like exploring a new area, and
Right.
the devices brings in the tech people. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
right.
thing.
That's true.
Yeah, about being in the tech world. If you're making a tech video, this is something I've said before. It's no longer just a tech video. You have to find some angle to make it worth watching to people, is what I've found.
Yeah.
So back in 2009, it was enough to just be one of the iPhone videos.
Yep.
Now it's, okay, there's 1,000 iPhone videos, but this is the iPhone camera video, or this is the iPhone battery test video. It's
Yep.
a specific reason to watch it. Now in 2024, you have to be like, this is the why you shouldn't buy the iPhone video, or you have to be like even more specific
Yeah.
to get people to actually watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's where you find like all these super niches of like people diving really deep into something that hasn't quite been taken or
Touched.
covered yet.
Yeah.
using the studio quality mics on the iPhone 16 Pro for music production.
Super. You might
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
a really intense audience for that, and
I'd
they
watch
might be
that.
super into that.
Yeah.
So I think that's you know your numbers will fluctuate in all kinds of stuff, especially as you start exploring like different styles and things like that. But
Yep.
yeah, I think there'll be a lot of successes you'll find. And
Yeah. And that's like I was saying though, the channel is so new that like I can't really trust any metrics at this time because I'm still like really rapidly growing and changing and But I think finding the angle is actually the fun part. Like for me, when I get a product in, I just get using it for like a week or 2 weeks or as long as I can, really. And then it starts to tell me something. And that's like the fun part, you know?
Okay, so you watch a lot of YouTube, and I wonder if you're thinking about making a review for a device, will you actively watch other videos about the same thing before you make yours?
Yeah. I'm a big,
Yeah.
like, I like to watch everybody's coverage.
It feels like research to me.
Yes, it
But
is research.
There's a part of me that's like, I need to remember what my original opinions are before I go into this
Yeah.
so that I don't find that I'm being skewed.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's a niche of YouTube which is let me evaluate everyone else's opinions and then take the other opinion so that I stand out. That's
Yeah.
a thing that people will do.
Of course.
And so I'm cautious of like, am I watching one of those videos right now, or is this actually something that I find valid?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like I have to think about that as I'm watching videos about other things that I'm going to make a video about.
100%.
Hard to not have your opinion swayed about very small things, and then you
Yes.
just don't notice it happening.
Yeah.
I definitely like way back when I was reviewing Android phones like full time, I just did not engage in any discourse.
I used to be that, yeah.
Yeah, because I was just scared. Like I think there was a review that I made where I was like, did I get my entire opinion from Dieter? Like, am I just
Yeah.
copying his video? And so I just like, I'm cutting myself off. I can't do this.
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I'm lucky in the way that you won't hear a lot of specs in my videos, and it's very much like personal lived experience, which can only be mine. But you're right. There comes a point where you have to cut yourself off
Yeah.
Yeah.
because there's so much of it too. It's
Yeah.
so much
There's
coverage.
So much.
Yeah.
What you said earlier about having a hobby that you specifically have like outside of cameras and tech and internet stuff, I think is super valuable and important.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if you ever use parts of that to then bring back in. I'll give you an example. I play a sport. And
No way.
I have,
Which
yeah,
one?
Yeah, Ultimate Frisbee. It's this
Oh,
weird
wow.
sport, and a lot of people have heard of it.
No, I never heard of it.
Perfect. But that's good because it lives in this separate bubble in my brain that is like, it's like a flipped switch. I don't want to bring tech or cameras or anything around it. It
Yeah.
is sort of precious in that way.
Yep.
But also as a result, it's a team sport. And I feel like that moment where the teammate asks like, oh, I saw there was like an event today about the new phone. What is there? And
Yeah.
the moment where I have to formulate 2 sentences about what they should care about,
Yeah.
and they react to that actually instructs me a lot about the way regular people outside of the tech world are thinking about things.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have that connection to like quote normies is what we call them.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
that in your life?
Yeah, I mean, all of my friends
Perfect.
are normies.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Let's go.
but most importantly, my partner Hannah, who I think will be making her way into more of my videos, is like anti-tech. Like really anti-tech.
That's the niche that's not covered yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Is people who don't care about tech being handed brand new tech.
Yeah.
Someone's got to make that.
Yeah, well, the problem is she just craps on it. And I'm like...
No, that's great. That's
yeah,
what happens usually.
It's good, but I'm like, okay, can you find something to say other than this sucks?
Yeah.
But her big thing that I love and I find very funny is she has a real like disdain for AI. Anything made with AI in the title, she's like, it's cursed. And so I really like Midjourney, like just for fun. I prompt a lot. And anything that's been prompted is cursed. And there was one thing that came up and I was like, that would be a really cool tattoo. And she's like, if you get that tattooed on your body, you're cursed.
We'll take another quick break. We'll be back with more with Becca. All right, let's chat more YouTube with Becca.
And so she really keeps me like grounded and it's very fun and funny. But yeah, for you, it's your Frisbee team.
Yeah, and it kind of it bleeds into the way I think about the audience for the videos, which is like, okay, this is a big channel. It's a lot of more mainstream, you could say, like people thinking about tech.
Yep.
So I can talk specs all day. I can do benchmarks all day, and we can do extremely fine-tuned, like really, really specific things that are new about a phone. But like the camera control button on the iPhone, for example, I found myself thinking like I could go so in depth about this button.
Right now, you're saying this, and I'm like, let's talk about it.
We could get real in the weeds about that button.
Yes.
But 90-something% of the people who watch this video, which is people like my teammates out on Randall's Island or New Rochelle or wherever, are not ever going to think that deeply about that button, and they want the one sentence that summarizes it.
Yeah.
They really want that.
The elevator pitch.
And so there's this balance of trying to speak to both.
Yeah.
And I kind of I landed where I thought was like, maybe if this was a spectrum of how you can get into the weeds or not care, I thought I landed like right here.
Yeah.
Like 75% towards not care. Like it's just a shutter button for most people. You're not really going to think about it too hard.
Yeah.
And then I would hand the phone to someone and they're like, this is actually terrible. Like I'm never using this as a shutter button. This makes my videos blurrier. This is like harder to use. And they were outside of the spectrum that I thought would exist about this button.
Yeah.
So it's good. I think it's good to have both of those.
Right when the
Yeah.
iOS 18 beta came out and they added the RCS stuff, I started trying to get, I was like, we were reviewing the Pixels. So I was trying to get my iPhone friends to update to the iOS 18 beta so that I could text them on RCS on their phones. And most of them
Your
like
poor friends.
well, you know, they're the ones that bully me about being a green bubble, so they can deal with it, you know. But anyway, some of them updated, some of them refused to because they were just being stubborn. And then they updated when it actually came out because it like updated overnight or whatever.
Yep.
And the things that they sent me about the things that actually excited them about the update made me realize the things that people are, because the two things that I heard like
what was
5
it?
times, it was the calculator now has history. Because a number of my friends are like baristas
It's
or
important.
bartenders.
Yeah.
And they'll be like telling things up and then they forget what they just tallied up.
Yeah.
Now it has a history. So you can like see what you had previously typed and the results for it. They love that.
Wait, it didn't have that before?
No.
Literally.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it was that, and then the schedule send text messages. I had multiple people tell me.
Interesting.
None of them cared about theirs, which is funny because they were mad at me for the green bubbles, but they didn't seem to care that it got better. Anyway,
It's because it was just a color.
I guess to them it's just a color. But yeah, it's like the simple things that were like, oh yeah, it's slightly updated. It's like, oh, that is actually the thing that people really care about.
Yeah.
And that kind of like reminds me and grounds me in that like people just want quality of life improvements.
Yeah.
Especially at this point in technology. But
Yeah.
they're probably not going to care that the button is actually a real button that also has a force sensor when you half press
Super
that emulates
high-tech.
a real button. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah,
How do you feel? Tell us how you feel about
Yeah,
that.
tell
I
us.
see a lot
I'm
of
sorry, we
thoughts
have to talk about it.
we have to talk about it.
about
I mean, by the
button.
time this comes out, it's like, are we gonna be like bored of talking?
No, we gotta
about
bring
this
the button talk.
I'm
back.
never bored of the button.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
cool.
always on
yeah.
that button.
It's the one thing that's new. Let's be honest. podcast.
I'm making that a soundbite.
Yeah.
I actually just wrote this like yesterday. I spent hours writing and rewriting my section on this button.
Damn, we are alike.
Yeah.
We are not alike, but we are alike in that.
Oh my
we both
God.
have done that.
It still is haunting me because it's what I'm going to finish this afternoon. And I'm like, I thought about it all last night. I've thought about it all this morning. Like, I am locked in to this damn button. I want to like it so bad.
Yeah.
I really like, I love buttons. I love tactile things. I even like the feel of it. Like, I think it's like just mushy enough. Well, except when you have to do the double tap thing.
Yeah.
Because like it's kind of a push.
And
but
the
it's not a
timing,
push.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's too slow.
Yeah, the timing. And like the scrolling is like like I can never get it where I want it. And it's so frustrating that I'm not using it. And I hate that because I want to love it.
Yeah.
But
I've been using it just to open the camera.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then I use the fucking
yes, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the double tap like on Android, the double tap.
Yes.
It's just that.
Yeah. It's
Which
muscle
I'm
memory.
happy to have.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm sad. The button makes me sad is what I've come
I think
to.
they overcomplicated it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think that regular people and me, everybody, really doesn't want to have to deal with the half press thing all the time. Like,
No.
theoretically don't have to. This is
No.
why I landed on
Yeah.
like it's just a shutter button. Trust me, just use it to take a
Yep.
picture. That's like,
yeah.
100%.
But yeah, it
Yeah, they
is-
tried to do too much.
Yeah.
They did a lot.
I think that they thought.
I agree.
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, so I'm there. I found a setting the other day of like how to preserve the memory of the tone switch. So if you change camera, what is it called? The photographic styles. If you change settings, then it will preserve the memory of it. And so now I always have tone at -0.5, and that's great. But that doesn't like map to anything now, so I don't use it anymore. I just take the shutter, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's very capable, and it can do a lot of things. I just don't use that.
Yeah.
Which is true about a lot of tech. There's a lot of things that you don't realize how capable it is, and it's designed for someone who will use that a lot.
100%.
You would think it's for us, like people who are really into camera stuff, but
100%.
yeah, I'm just not using it. That
It
much.
takes just so much longer to change the settings. 'Cause
Yes.
it's like doing the freaking like Sega like hack keyboard presses thing.
You know
on the
why? Because
controller.
it doesn't do anything that you can't do with the screen.
I know.
Yep.
and
And
the screen's great.
we
And
got
you could do better
rid
with
Yeah.
the
of
screen.
the physical keyboard because you can do it on the screen.
Yeah.
And now we added another thing that you can do on the screen instead.
Get rid of all the buttons. I say get rid of every single button.
That's what we thought they were gonna do.
Get rid of all the ports, all the speakers, all the buttons.
This is just turning into
Just
a
make
regular
them normal.
podcast.
Just make it a smooth rock with the screen on it.
Just make it
I'll
a
use the
square.
Pebble phone.
No.
I do like the buttons. I just think that the force haptic thing was too much.
It's
I
too
think
much.
they literally could have done a single button.
Yeah, but they couldn't. They can just.
Yeah, but they could have done
Just
like
do a
if you
button.
hold its video, if you double tap it, it does one thing. If you triple tap it, it does another. I feel like
Yeah.
that's
That
a
would be
thing
the
people
action
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, they could put it at the bottom of the phone and make it a circle with like a little square in the middle. You know what
And
I'm
then it
talking
could go
about?
home if you press it
Yeah,
every time.
that's a great
Maybe
idea.
like you hold it to go to Siri.
Tim, make that happen.
Yeah, let's go backwards. Wait, while we're talking about going backwards, this is a great segue.
Where is this going?
Yeah, I did a retro tech series where I like revealed to the world that I don't have any feelings of nostalgia for any tech, but I might as well check it out anyway.
Yeah, that was really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it, but
I was
take.
born in just the right time, and I was raised in just a strict enough way where like Sega Genesis means nothing to me. What
that makes you unique.
it's
true.
Maybe a little. Where do you have any old tech nostalgia feelings? Are you a record collector? Do you like
I like this
using
question.
wired headphones over wired? Is there some line that you draw in the sand with new tech?
Yeah, well, I was listening to the last special episode of this podcast, and I was thinking about like what,
Our ordinary objects.
yeah, what
episode.
ordinary object do I love? Which
Sure.
I guess that doesn't really relate to that, but maybe it
No,
would.
that could be.
Wait, I have to think for a second. I really have to think about this. I do have records, which I really enjoy putting on because I enjoy the experience of an album. I love when an artist tailors an album to be listened to top to bottom.
Same.
And like I just love that. I love going on the journey. I have a lot of old cameras, as you can imagine.
Do you shoot with them for fun and like make things with them?
I do. Yeah, I'll like bring them on vacation or just like go out with them for a day, and then they usually break at some point.
I
And
don't know how you do this. That's crazy.
what? Actually use them
No,
or break them?
them.
I'm a little reckless with my things. because they're tools to me.
Yeah.
And they break, and then I'm sad for a day, and then I just go to the next old camera, and at some point I'll have the money and like know the person to fix them, and I'm looking forward to that day.
They're all in the Midwest.
I know, Minnesota, and
I know.
yeah,
There's
Kansas,
always one person.
Yeah, it's
in
Bob.
the whole U.S. It's Bob.
Yeah, and his website hasn't
Cancer
changed since like
Minolta.
2002.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. I can't wait to send him my money and my camera, but for now. So yeah, I use a lot of old cameras. That's kind of. I drive a really old car. Yeah, I drive.
Do you have an everyday object that you think would qualify as not tech?
Yeah,
It's a lot of pressure.
I thought about this a
It was
lot,
a hard
Okay.
question for all of us.
and this is gonna sound weird.
I'm ready.
Where'd you land?
The extra soft toothbrushes, they're new.
Valid.
They did
have
not
that?
exist a couple years ago.
Extra soft.
Extra soft. They're literally like, it almost feels like you're brushing your teeth with a cotton ball. But I have, but it works. I think it's good. I mean,
Wait,
my
it gets
dentist
the
says it's
stuff
working.
off of it?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like,
It
doesn't it need to be
does.
bristly?
It has bristles, but I also have receding gums. Now you know a little bit more about me.
Oh, wow.
And so I have no other choice but to use a really soft brush.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I love it.
That
It
qualifies.
keeps my teeth clean, my dentist says. So,
That's a
and
win.
no tech.
Yeah.
Do the cotton balls get in
No
between?
electronics.
They're not actually cotton
Yeah.
balls.
Metaphorical cotton balls.
I think so. I'm a big flosser. I'm also a big I have like a whole mechanism that is like fit
it the
to my
water
mouth.
pick thing?
It's like a water pick, but it has individual
sounds
jets
What?
for every.
Oh, that's
yeah.
hot. That's
No
very
way.
tech.
That's
Yeah.
like a medieval device.
No, this is high tech.
This is high tech. This is high tech. This would not go
battery-powered.
live. I had to go get my mouth like 3D scanned.
What?
I actually, this company, I met them at CES and they were like, we'll send it to you. And I was like, and it's kind of expensive. So I feel bad sometimes when people send me stuff, but I'm like, how am I going to make a video about this? And I actually love it. Yeah, it really, my mouth
Do you use
feels
it every
clean.
day?
Yeah, I use it every day. Wow. Yeah, and you like fill up a tank
Is it
of water.
fast?
Yeah, it's like 5 seconds and it shoots like a
Sounds like you're
crap
sold.
ton of water.
David's gonna buy this immediately.
Yeah, these are the
Yeah.
questions, and he's like, "And where can I get one? And how much is it?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're like $800.
If I can take care of myself and it takes less than like 10 seconds,
It's
I'm all
amazing.
in.
Yeah, and if you have counter space and it's like it looks nice.
Really?
Yeah, and the packaging's nice. Like they really nailed it.
Products
So you have
in
a
this
real,
video.
you have a real like tech and not tech combined in that exact place in your life.
medieval mouth jets and,
Yeah. Medieval mouth
and
jets.
cotton
Yeah.
swabs.
Perfect.
We got the name
And
of this
it's working.
episode.
medieval mouth jets.
Yeah.
With Becca
I don't know. Is
Farsace.
there like personal tech that you guys use that you love?
That's like not in videos.
Yeah, that like you probably wouldn't make a video about.
Oh, there's tons. Of it.
Wouldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this
Dude.
thing is going to be. I do want to tell people about this because I genuinely love it, but I'm like, God, I'm gonna have to show people me putting this medieval thing into my mouth, and
Just go so fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably would. Yeah.
so is there anything like that for you?
That you wouldn't make a video about.
Yeah, maybe you wouldn't,
Or
you would have to.
I use a regular analog toothbrush. I use an analog toothbrush as well.
Late stage.
So
I believe the term is acoustic toothbrush.
I am fully acoustic with the toothbrush. No, I don't think. I think the thing about tech is like I keep it pretty minimal at home. I did just install for no good reason. I needed a project. I installed the new Nest thermostats at my house.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Yeah. I bought them. I got them all installed, and I fully broke my furnaces. And then I called an electrician, and I was like, I installed them. It was working, and then an hour later, they both said they're not getting power, and I need help.
No.
And turns out I had this problem last time I installed the original Nest thermostats from the original thermostats in the house, which is it trips when you like hit the breaker switch. This is way too much information.
No,
You hit-
I love this.
when you hit the breaker switch to turn them off, which is what they say you're supposed to do when you're like doing the rewiring, and you turn it back on, you also have to go to the furnace and open it and find a reset switch and hit that, and then it turns back on before it gets power again. So I had done all of the turning off breaker switch things. I turned them all back on, and then it said it was getting power, but the furnace wasn't on, so it didn't like see the furnace.
Yep.
And then I had to like call the electrician. He's like, He literally was like,
Hit a
I'm
button.
sorry it's not actually broken. I just had to reset it and you're good. And I was like, sorry, I'm an idiot. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I paid him because it was a Sunday. But
Yeah.
that is what I did at home. I got a little bit of tech. I'm pretty minimal with the tech. So that was a big deal for me having the thermostats.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty minimal, even though I just described this crazy machine that I use every night. Same. Keep it clean. But he must get that problem a lot.
I don't know. He seemed like apologetic that he didn't have anything to fix. Like he was ready to fix something. And then he was just like, you literally just hit this button.
But would you not make a video on the Nest thermostats? Because you made a video on the
Yeah.
Tesla solar roof.
I made a video on the solar roof because
Yeah.
that was a massive investment that has this payback period and this dilemma that a lot of people are in. And I had been on solar roof YouTube for long enough that I was like, I should contribute my information that I've gathered from
That's
having
fair.
this. And I think
Giving
there's
back
enough
to the community.
Yeah, the new Nest thermostats don't actually do anything better than the previous gen other than fully being integrated in the Google Home app instead of Nest. Because the old ones are like half in the Nest app and half in the Google Home app, and it's just so tiring having
these
to go
have
back.
solar.
They have some stuff, but
Yeah.
they have the they'll only heat your home a certain amount if they know it's going to be hotter outside. That kind
Did
of
the old
stuff.
one not do that?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't use
Really?
any of the new features other than like home and away on my phone. I had that already. It's literally just like, can I set the schedule and just delete the Nest app from my phone? And I can actually finally delete the Nest app from my phone.
Interesting.
So that's why I did it.
Yeah.
The home
Yeah.
stuff is hard because you're going to have it for a long time.
Yep.
And people are going to change, companies are going to change hands. Like,
Yeah. I'm going to watch all the reviews before I buy the next thing. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at.
It's so hard thinking of like a thing that you like that you wouldn't make a video about.
yeah.
Because like if I like a thing, I want to tell
share
people
it.
about it.
yeah.
The only thing I can think of right now is I have this
Careful, you're going to make a video about it.
Yeah, show and tell.
Okay.
I love it.
I have this like emulator Game Boy Advance SP.
Oh my God.
That has micro SD card slots and
So silver.
HDMI out and USB-C.
Whoa.
Although it's
With
not
no games on it.
No, right.
Why? It's
no games.
thicker.
Legally,
though.
no games on it. It's thicker. It has, it's great. The screen is amazing. The battery life's pretty good. The only problem is that the USB port is not officially USB certified, so you have to use a 5-watt brick because otherwise it explodes.
It's a problem.
But it's like the best thing I've used in a really long time. It's just that I'm not like a gaming person. Like
Yeah.
I really enjoy if I'm like sitting at the doctor's office, like playing some Zelda.
Yep.
I think
right?
that qualifies.
That's been amazing, and it's better than like swipe, just like doom scrolling, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not so much of a gaming person that I feel qualified or excited enough to like make a video about it.
Well, in the gaming space is unique too because it often feels like if you're not good, you're
They
just going to
hate
get
you.
crapped on.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I
True.
love Fortnite. I love Fortnite.
Oh.
I'm really bad.
If you
at
could
Fortnite.
control YouTube Rewind, what would you do?
Oh my God.
Thoughts?
We don't have to go there.
No, don't do that.
No, but that's interesting. I am pretty bad at most of the video games I play.
Yeah.
But
Are you a Forza player? I remember you playing that in a video.
I'll mess around with some Forza or some Gran Turismo or like any
Yeah.
or dirt. Driving games are fun for me.
Yeah.
And then I'll play sports games.
Oh, okay.
I'll play 2K. There's a golf 2K game. There's the NBA 2K game. I'll play those.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good. If I ever go online, I get murked. I'm not anywhere near as good as those people. But
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
So, I don't like stream it or anything. I think people are like really entertaining humans or they're really good at the game. And if they
Yeah.
can do one of those things, they'll get an audience.
True.
Right.
I would be horrible at it because I'm not entertaining live and I'm bad at the game. So, oh well.
Hey man, people have been asking for Waveform Live for a very long time.
Yeah, I think they are just nice. They're asking because they're nice, and then they get it, and they're like, "Oh, this is it's boring."
Yeah.
Yeah, we were considering doing a live like podcast at some point, and they were like, "But what about all the things
Who
we
was
cut?"
considering it?
Some of us we were thinking about doing like a
Like an
live,
event?
like a live event.
Well, we could
Oh,
still
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
So
we could still do
fun.
it, but the amount of things that we normally cut that would just be out there.
I could be
Yeah.
careful.
But I also like what is the reason you're cutting them? Because if it's like for time, like people who are at a live event will sit for a long time.
We
have a whole folder of things that I'll send you separately.
Yeah, we
I
just
can't
need to
wait.
go way off the deep end.
Yeah.
Blurt things out.
Sometimes we say things that we didn't mean to be weird, and then it's weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like combine
Sometimes
words.
David says
Hey,
things.
it's not. Hey, maybe 80%, but there's some other. It's never intentional.
Anyway, it's
people.
an edited podcast.
We don't want people to like take things the wrong way.
100%.
Yeah, we got to control the image. You know,
Yeah.
sparkly.
Could be fun though. You could
All
just
right.
lock everyone's phones up.
I like the shows that do that.
Yeah. It makes a better environment, honestly.
It does.
Yeah.
All right, lightning round. I have a lightning round for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is a couple quick questions. I'll give you up to 10 seconds with each one. So it's like a
Okay.
truly like whatever you're feeling.
Okay.
I already asked one of them, which is 24 or 30, so we'll just knock that one to the side.
Yeah.
All right.
24.
Wired or wireless headphones?
Wireless.
Wireless, okay. What phone is in your pocket right now?
I don't have one in my pocket right now.
Really?
Well,
Do you
it's not-
normally?
Okay, wait.
You
Let
normally
me take
have-
it back.
What phone do you have?
Right now, I'm reviewing
now.
the iPhone 16 Pro.
Okay.
That's in my pocket. But also the Pixel 9 Pro is still in my pocket.
Isn't that so good?
I really love it.
Yeah.
I think I'm going back.
I picked it up again last week, and it's just it feels higher. It feels more premium than the iPhone, which is wild.
I
Is my
love
hot
it.
take.
It is. That
Yeah.
is a good
So by the
take.
time this comes out, they'll probably be in my pocket. But I unfortunately have the XL version, and it's a big phone.
The small
big
one
phone.
is elite.
Yeah, the small one.
Best Android phone camera you've used?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! I'm freaking out. Whoa. Okay, I want to say it's got to be like one of like the.
Xiaomi 12 Ultra.
Yep, it's got to be like a Xiaomi something or other, which is why I'm excited to hopefully be able to review some stuff from them, even though it doesn't come to the US.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I know.
It's unreal.
It's unreal.
It's an RX 100.
sensors.
Like that's what it reminds me of. Like the look, the feel. Yeah,
Okay.
They're really doing stuff.
They really are.
I was very impressed by like they have some crazy camera bumps, but like I remember the Xiaomi 11 Ultra and then the Xiaomi 14 Ultra.
Yeah.
Crazy phones.
They have stuff that is, if you're like a photographer and video person, you're like really respect it. But then we do our blind camera test and everyone doesn't vote for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's for the art people out there.
Yeah, but sometimes like a phone's camera is really about like how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
Like the final image is going to look pretty much like everything else, or you can make it look like everything
Yeah.
else. So it's like, how does it feel in my hand? That's
Right.
big for me.
So you like put that on a shirt and frame that. It's facts.
I'm trying.
It's just facts. Most overrated camera.
Oh man, not just on a phone,
Any camera.
any camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
I know
say
what
it.
she's gonna say.
You can say it. This is a safe space. You can say it.
I don't know. This doesn't feel safe all of a sudden.
Do it.
I actually, I just want to say I haven't tested every last camera in this earth.
What?
I know. I'm trying, but they keep coming out with more. I think the most overrated though. I just think reds are really expensive.
Oh, that's not even what I thought you were gonna say. Dang.
We can go there. No, they are so overpriced.
They're really
They're
expensive.
dramatically overpriced.
And I think if you're in the ecosystem and you've used them forever, they're amazing. But if you're going to enter that ecosystem, I think they're kind of like a steep thing to like learn. It's expensive to buy.
Yeah.
The files are insane. They don't.
Dude, a normal video for me is a terabyte. I will say.
I have no words.
My favorite comment online is, "Of course the videos look good. They're shot on red."
No.
That means nothing.
Yeah.
There is so much other work that goes
Yeah.
into making a video look good.
Yeah.
And I have seen videos that look great that are shot on 5D Mark IVs.
And
Like,
I've seen bad videos
lighting.
shot on red.
yes.
All the lighting.
100%.
Yeah.
But that being said, I also just don't think I've spent enough time with reds. So.
Yeah. So there it is. Becca said Nikons are overrated.
Oh, come on.
You heard it here
Here we go.
first.
Here we go.
Hoagie, Hero, or Sub?
Oh man, I want
checking.
to. I want to go hoagie, but I've never been like, "Hi, can I have a hoagie?"
Right.
Yeah.
It just
true.
sounds right.
Right.
I just say Sub, I feel like.
Yeah, I say sub too.
Yeah.
Or I just say like I usually get things on a roll, so
True.
I'm a roll person.
Folding phone or flipping phone?
Folding.
Folding. Big
No,
phones.
no. Sorry, flipping.
Flipping.
Yeah.
The small
Hot
Yeah,
dog or
small
hamburger?
babes. Yeah.
flipping phone.
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Wait,
Yeah.
they're both hot dogs. Oh, you're saying that the like aspect ratio is more like a
The
hamburger?
bread.
Yeah, it's the
The
bread.
aspect ratio of the bread. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still like you said flipping and folding. I still have to like think.
oh, yeah.
I still have to like
Yeah, it's
consciously be like, wait, which
I
one
guess
is
Samsung kind of
Z flip.
gave us
flip
fold,
it open.
flip.
They did.
Yeah.
And thank God.
But when the trifold comes out,
What do we call it? Trifold?
it's an accordion. And
Bagpipe phone.
it will be the best thing that's ever been created.
You think so?
I think so.
We'll
Really?
have it soon.
Watching videos in elite 16:9 esque aspect ratio instead of having a square that
need to see the
crops
creases.
giant amounts. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see the creases.
I just think that the folding phones right now, like, while I like that they're generally normal-ish size, when you open them, it's like, what am I going to do with one by one? Like, Google Maps is not
Email
that
and
much more.
scroll Twitter at the same time, obviously.
I'm not that good.
Yeah,
at
it's not about one
multitasking.
by one, you know?
It's about two by one.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Winning an Emmy, overrated or underrated?
Oh my God. Underrated, the best, so fun, amazing. I want everybody to have the night that I had when I won an Emmy. Yeah, it was the coolest, most wonderful thing. And it's not even about having the trophy, it's just about having a dedicated day to celebrate with the people you love something that you've made. And I just wish that we could all figure out a way to do that more for ourselves. It was amazing.
We can have a pizza party.
If we ever, yes. Yes, I can commit to that right now.
Can it be today in like an hour?
Keyboard shortcuts or mouse?
Shortcuts.
Keyboard shortcuts. Are you like all fully like mostly keyboard shortcuts editing?
No, I'm a 50-50, so that's like a tough one.
really?
But I love my keyboard shortcuts. And like even if I'm working on someone else's laptop, I'll go through and remap the entire keyboard for me before I start working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
me
enough to, yeah.
I'm
That's a lot.
tied.
I have a slightly psycho setup, and I know
Yeah?
that it's a psycho setup, but it's my psycho setup.
Then it's not psycho. Lay it on
Which is,
me.
it just
Yeah.
works for me, which is mouse on the right, keyboard in the middle, trackpad on the left. Trackpad is only for side scrolling the timeline, nothing else.
Yeah.
I have that ability with the wheel on the mouse. I never use it. It's side scrolling, and then everything else is keyboard shortcuts and mouse, and then
zooming,
moving.
right?
I command plus and minus to zoom as well.
Same.
You have the track.
So I'm just two finger because the trackpad I like have to have my cursor over the timeline to do the pinch zoom.
Yep.
So if my cursor is anywhere else and I pinch, it won't work.
So if you
But as long as my playhead and active area in the editor is on the timeline, I can command plus anywhere and then move the mouse.
good to know.
So I can just throw the mouse around, command plus, and like move in and do stuff on the keyboard and then like scroll. So
That is actually a little psycho.
I might be converted over.
That's just how
Even the motions you're making right now of like
Yeah,
your
I'm
hands
here.
are dancing.
I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Marquez also edits like this.
Not all the time. Sometimes.
Wait, how are your knees?
Well, because we have
I have
standing.
a sit stand desk.
Yeah, it's not all the time, but it's just funny when I look over and his desk is still raised, but he's sitting in his chair and he just is working like that.
My legs
Yes.
are tired. I don't want to commit to sitting.
It's funny, but
I have a.
It
Do you,
looks
you have
what percentage do you stand?
That's a good question. 60?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think.
so it's worth it.
I don't know. I think it's like 60,
Probably
70.
60.
I think.
And then that
You're mostly
40% of the
standing
time
when I
you're
see you.
sitting, but your desk is still raised.
No, that's like 5.
okay.
And then I'll sit and like bring it
Yeah.
all. But that's why I'm tired. I'm committing to sitting down now. I like lower the desk and sit down. But sometimes let me just get like a 2-second break and I'll just like sit down and then stand back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 5%
It's not
of the
weird.
time, but it's 100% of the pictures that I take.
It's fair.
That's
It's
beautiful.
Sound design in YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Over or underrated?
I think people overdo it,
yeah.
but it's underrated.
That's a really good answer.
So good.
Who's overdoing it?
No names
No,
today.
dude, this is such a thing because there was a period of time where people started actually caring about the sound design,
Yes.
and it was what differentiated
Overcorrected.
the good YouTube videos.
Yes.
And then people overcorrected, including myself.
Yeah.
Like, I put way too many whooshes in my videos.
It's easy to go hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's hard to scale it back because you
It
stop
is.
hearing it really, if, like you're editing it.
Yeah. If something swooshes into the screen, why can't I also hear it swoosh into the screen? I'm tempted to add something every time something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stay away from swooshes because I just feel like they're so hard to get right. And when you get them right, they're great. And when you get them wrong, it's really bad.
I like slow them down to 25%. So it's like,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you clip that out for me? I'll
feels
use
better.
that.
Yeah, just
That's a good. Last question. How fast can you type the alphabet?
Not that fast.
Like
Should
how
we do
fast?
it?
Like how fast exactly to the second? Like A through Z.
To
Am I supposed to know this?
millisecond.
Oh, you don't have a number off the top
we
of your
didn't
head?
give you
Oh,
the
perfect.
We didn't give her the pre-sheet. She was supposed to come in with this time.
Shoot.
oh.
Well,
done it
instead
in
we
the
can just
car.
time it like now. Like live. So what we're going to have you do is if you could start a screen recording for us
Okay.
and go to typethealphabet.app.
Okay.
Also, we have a mechanical keyboard or an Apple chiclet keyboard, or do you want to use your laptop keyboard, whichever one you want to do.
Whichever
Do you have
one.
a magic keyboard?
We do.
Yes.
Yeah, I want a magic keyboard. So typethealphabet.com.
Typethealphabet.app.
.app.
The way your eyes lit up at the magic keyboard, I can tell this is going to be fast.
Let's go.
No, I'm not that fast. I'm only competitive with things that I'm actually good at. So
Yeah.
I'm only competitive if I have a chance that I could win.
You could find out that you're good at this right now. We give everybody three chances. And are you on the site right now?
Yes,
So
but
as
let
you
me start screen
yeah.
recording and let me put it into a different window. Let me get this nice. I'm nervous. I'm getting nervous.
That's good. That's like peak heart rate. Your heart rate should be up a little bit, have the blood flowing through your hands. That's like good typing speed stuff.
Oh, God. I barely beat Brandon.
I recently learned what the fastest animals' heart rates are in the animal kingdom and the slowest.
Hummingbird?
Hummingbird is one of the fastest. Do you know how many beats per minute a hummingbird heart?
220.
That's their resting heart rate. What? Yeah. When they're active and they're flying around, try 1,250. That's crazy. Wait, now ask me the slowest.
Turtle.
Blue whale.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that
Now
does make sense.
turtles,
1
so
hour.
hibernating reptiles, I didn't count because they'll beat like once every 10 minutes, which is just not fair.
You're saying you
10
didn't
minutes?
You didn't
Like a
count
bear?
it, which means that you had like
bear's not a
rules in your
reptile.
head while you were going over this.
But like active, just like living their life, blue whale,
Okay.
2 BPM.
Every 30 seconds?
And their heart's the size of this table, which is kind of
I thought it was bigger.
The sofa was how they referenced it, but I would say like 7 feet.
Okay.
Anyway,
Wow.
are you all set up?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm
Okay.
scared.
The only rules are
Yeah.
if you want to give it a test run, sample run, as
Yeah.
you're typing, if you miss a letter, it will not continue until you hit that letter. So if you
Okay.
go A, B, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 if you never hit C, the timer keeps running. You have to
Okay.
hit every letter.
See, why this is bad for me is that I'm very dyslexic. So, and I know I should know the alphabet, but I feel like I'm going to be like,
It's one of those niche skills where like maybe you're good at it, maybe you're not. Doesn't really matter to real life. The other
Okay.
tip, don't hit enter at the end because that resets the timer. So
that is a good tip because
Yes.
naturally,
Exactly.
Lock it
So,
in.
A through Z, and it gets locked in, and you get 3 shots at your leisure. I might mic up your keyboard right now.
You
Yeah.
go so fast. So slow with this.
okay, I'm scared. Okay, so when I start, it starts?
Yep.
Okay, someone count me down.
3, 2, 1. Bah.
Okay.
Okay.
10.
How did you feel about that?
I just sang the song.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that was your first try. You get 2 more tries.
okay, I
which
might get
people
faster. I
tend
feel
to
like
get
this was
faster.
really slow.
People tend to get faster, and they're always surprised by where they are on the leaderboard. So I'll let you go 2 more times.
Okay. Am I going to be surprised because I'm last? Do I have to. How do I. Oh, reset.
Yeah, reset.
Oh, hit enter.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
I think you need to make that slightly louder.
Okay, that's about the same.
1 more.
Yeah, let me do one more.
What was that?
It was 10.319.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is slow. Maybe I should try my other keyboard.
Up to you.
Oh my God. Let me just mix it up. I got the same results twice. And, 2's enough for me to be like, let me try something else.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, here we go.
3, 2, 1. Bah, bah.
Oh. No. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You can feel.
Yeah.
It actually it tells you which letters you took the longest on. Whoever built this website was very specific about it. Do you recall your fastest time?
I love this. I think it was like 10.13 or something like that. I can look because I can stop the recording.
Oh, true. Either way, it doesn't actually change your position on the leaderboard.
Oh no! Am I last?
I wouldn't put it that way. I'd say you were. You did take the longest time, but you were right behind Brandon and David Blaine.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's
so
good. Yeah.
David Blaine,
good company.
noted fast typist.
Yeah.
8.8 seconds, A through Z,
Wow.
and Brandon had a 9.44.
Who was the fastest?
So the fastest was we have our top three. Tom Scott stepped up here and said, "I will win this," and he did. And he had 3.55 seconds.
Oh my god!
I know.
What the?
Shocking us all.
What?
Yeah.
No one's ever been even close. Cleo Abram got 4.2, and Quinn of Snazzy Labs got 4.4. No one's gone under 4 seconds other than Tom Scott.
Wow, I've never taken pride in my typing speed.
Okay.
I literally did it for fun, and I got 3.8. That's weird.
Okay, but I have like.
That's insulting. That is so mean.
Yeah, I shouldn't. Okay.
I just failed, and that's what you're gonna say to me.
I didn't even realize.
Wow, I didn't even realize I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Here's the thing. I feel like
worse,
typing the
Marcus.
alphabet is so much harder than like than Type Racer where you're typing words.
Yes. Like words per minute, people who just type in home row and just like Andrew types some absurd like 100 words per minute or something like that.
Yeah.
And,
but on this 5.24.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I also was looking at my keyboard, and I wonder if looking at the letters would have been better. Yeah.
I don't know where I'm looking.
I guess I'm looking at the letters.
I think I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah.
Either way, you just learned something new about yourself. So now
I knew that.
Next time someone asks how fast you type the alphabet, you'll have an answer.
I'll be like, oh, I've never tried that.
You'll have an exact.
Maybe I'll give it a go.
An exact number.
I'm gonna practice. Watch out. Next time I see you.
If we can bring you back and have you like smash your old score, that would be incredible.
I mean, I'd hope I smash it so low that,
I think there's no question.
Only up from here.
Exactly.
Actually, that's like where I like to start things, so I feel good.
Set the bar and then just keep leapfrogging it.
Put it on the floor, bury it underground, and then you'll always get over
right
it.
over the top. Easy. Becca, thanks for joining us on the pod. We appreciate you. You're welcome back anytime, and of course we'll be watching. If people want to find you online, obviously your YouTube channel, where can people find you?
I would say I'm a big YouTube first and foremost. Instagram next. My stories is just a little look into my life. I'm launching Patreon. That'll be launched by the time this comes out. So you can join me on Patreon. We're gonna do a lot more behind the scenes, kind of, how everything gets made there. So that's my main spot. Instagram, Patreon, YouTube.
Awesome.
Becca Farsace.
Links below.
It's like Versace, but far away.
Farsace.
Fire.
Oh, nice.
How many times have you had to say that?
Endless.
That's great.
That's
I need
good.
a cool way to explain spelling my name, and it's nowhere near as cool as it's like Versace but far away. That's a bar.
What is Versace?
Versace?
Yeah.
The brand?
Marquez, take us out.
It's a brand.
Waveform is produced by Adam and Ellis, and we are part of the Vox Media Podcast Network, and our intro outro music is by Vainsil.
Bingo.
Let's go.